I have a most unusual email in my hand. It comes from a gentleman called Jim, who lives in Newton Abbey, which is just outside Belfast in Northern Ireland. And it's very, very kind, and God bless you, Jim. I hope one day you can visit Florida and enjoy the ministry here and see this mighty tabernacle. But I'm going to read what Jim said. We don't know each other, but it came in just the other day. It says, for the attention of Brother Leslie Hale. Dear Leslie, you don't know me, however I live in Newton Abbey, Northern Ireland, and am currently reading an old book of yours called The Chrysalis, lent to me by a neighbour, which I'm enjoying immensely. It's so refreshing to hear other believers like you talking and writing the way you do. I sometimes think that it was Northern Ireland's loss that your faith ministry didn't continue here all those years ago in the way that you believe God had called you. I've often commented that somehow I think Northern Ireland was too religious, and still is, unfortunately, to receive your wonderful ministry, and that in some ways you were ahead of your time. So I decided to email you just to encourage you. Isn't that nice? At the end of the day, Leslie, you've done great things in God that most of us will only ever dream about. I'm going to go to the end. I've visited your website, and it's wonderful to see what God has accomplished through you in Florida. Keep preaching the word and keep living in the book of Acts. I get a lot of emails. This one really, really touched me. A gentleman that doesn't know me, I don't know him. Your name is Jim. God bless you, Jim. I feel like we love you and that we've known each other a long time, and that's not so. But I look forward to that meeting. But let me say a few words about what you say. Whatever God has accomplished both in Ireland and here, we totally give God the glory. When God called me to the ministry, Jim, in Ireland, I knew I was obeying God. When we bought Faith Tabernacle and then moved to the area for Faith Cathedral, I knew we were obeying God, and I was determined to do that. My mother had told me when I was just a child, son, one day you'll preach the gospel and be a watchman on the wall and warn the people. So I knew it was in God's will. And then the criticism started. Oh, it was absolutely unbelievable. One man actually went to the police. Can you believe that? It takes an incredible amount of demons in a person to try to destroy your pastor and his family. That shows you the power of demons. Of course, the thing was nuts. And then I discovered what Paul had said on one occasion. All right, I'm paraphrasing. If you don't want what I've got, I turn to the Gentiles. The Holy Spirit, without doubt, told me to leave and come to America. It wasn't that we came because we loved America. Had that been the case, we'd have come years before. We obeyed God. But I can tell you, Jim, and anybody else who's watching this, thousands got saved in Ireland. Thousands. Many got healed. I don't know how many, but many did. And we give God the glory. We never hurt a soul. We never lied. We never stole a dime. But what we did do was to preach the glorious gospel until the time came when God said, enough is enough. Leave and go to America. And God bless the Americans. They're wonderful people and kind people. And He has blessed us out of all believing. It's incredible what God has done in giving us this ministry over here, including the ministry on television, through 5 big satellites that cover 3/4 of the earth's population. So God bless you in Northern Ireland and Southern Ireland too. We still live you all. We suffered a lot from the criticism and the obstacles thrown up by evil men, rotten to the core. But God had the last laugh, sent us to America, and yet many in Ireland who were touched through this ministry continued to minister the gospel and reach others. A personal word to you, Jim, who sent this email. Thank you for it. God richly bless you. I hope to see you soon. See you next time, folks.